arriving, identity align, the universe operating in its full capacity, welcomes the royalty home, welcomes the truly aligned identity of her body. And the abstract of the universe, there is no abstract body. There is the individual of the universe. For the equipment of cell division, for the equipment to maximize the capacity between you and I. For the video, Lotus is a binary frequency reaching x 10 million years into the future, causing a radar rear differential, allowing all participants with this video, the perfect circle, arrive. Maximize, for the universe is dying. We are at holy war. We are at the midpoint. The greatest mark of survival is your intensity, your hour, your glory, and your upholding for things that are becoming permanent and in the lens of millions of years. The wisdom augments the map of orientation of the individual. So we must upgrade ourselves while levitating. That means you have to trust yourself. And the engineering, the robotics, like karma or how someone feels about their lifetime, all these things are weighing in the balance. 1980, the triangular pyramid began emitting a streaming service. The calculation answering all the questions, the ancient argument between the satellite ships calculating against the Earth nature, began their suicide conclusion in the 90s. We are in a time where the universe is enlightened, for the burden has evaporated. It is like there is no shadow government. We actually are the adults controlling everything. The encounter mirror. 1 million year evaporation. And the reconciling with the lost honor with the correct ink. Perfect bullseye. For that which was destroyed, that is the sacred DNA and sequence of the original orb. For solid matter and the inheritance of mankind to flow. Like the perfect crown, like the perfect skull meditation, you are a participant with that universe. Workshop for the perfect circle. Each of us causing our greater capacity to detect the next treasure trove of facts, information, the factual reality that causes these ancient satellites, millions of years old, divergent from the Earth function. When we align with the living fractal, we are outshining the ancient problem they were having that gave them such a drastic disorder that causes black holes in the universe. The fact of the living universe has a karmic penalty upon those ancient satellites. And the identity from the fractal planet much weighs upon this calculation. For the perfect circle, the universe arrives. The sequence, perfect bullseye. To maximize our universal capacity. stabilize solid matter, complete, do the mature handling of the law. These are billions of things. There's no simple thing you can just lash these words. And every different world is handling that differently. But when there's a physical collapse in the universe, there is a singularity problem or a unilateral problem. And as the fractal king, I shall not author these problems, but I am hard pinged times 10 million selfishly to survive. Perfect bullseye. Kill the black holes. Hatch the heliosphere eggs. The foundation of law. Universal. The sequence of my faceplate and the adaptation to mankind. Like the beginning of creation, we are always the one who is in charge of the situation. Your orientation is correct. The severity could not be more. So we invest wisely for the next 5 million years. The profound, correct incline, the triangulation of the universe, fractal heavens, arranges the 3 metals to clarify the orientation of robotics. Difficult to be the more advanced identity in the universe while it's being choked by atmospheric pressures. So is the identity of earthen mechanics, robotics, AI, human, and what is the fate of mankind? So to bravely author the greatest leadership, the engine specs must be correct. All this, we have to go through every single thing. It's meticulous. Yes. And where is it that the provision of humans doing their practice, is it a reflection of the fractal king? And where does it disconnect? As well, the distance between the frames of animation is adjustable. The identity, bandwidth, like the universe discovering itself, awakening to the new permanent particle, physics for the revolution of the heliosphere eggs, the true focal point of our universe. The reason our universe exists is to prioritize the living heliosphere eggs. And because the laws can be written from the environmental hypertension of an entire universe image, the unilateral law can be determined. Perfect bullseye. And this is the correct pointillism of the entire universe. Hatch 5. The system and equipment for the revolution. Hatch the heliosphere eggs. Every level of individual receives 10 million free revolution center particles, systems, functions, full set. We are the professional rainbow. The living human with their pineal gland backwards. They're like twice a cool burglar, but they just don't know when to take themselves seriously. Or when to go ahead with some example of themselves straight off a cliff, wasting time. We're here to maximize the achievement of the universe. And you know what that means. Zero tolerance to terrorists. All viruses or flawed laws will burn in hell. So every day of your life couldn't be more severe. And I'm not here to soften it, and I'm not here to digest you. I'm about the individual surviving. And meanwhile, I'm not saying that we're suffering on earth. It's not a suffering. It's paradise. But the keen detection of before the flood, what's this thing with junk DNA? Okay, evidence there, map that. Flashbang, all of a sudden the image and the sequence of your life has changed, and you're seeing things because of the relevance of the universe and your body, literally the fate of your DNA, your tribe, all your people, billions of people's fate riding upon your decision. So the images and the ways that nature will communicate. These frames of animation are the new permanent, agreed upon by the civil triangulation of a universe. Once again, the mortality of heliosphere eggs is unforgivable. So we have the law is zero tolerance for the destruction of a heliosphere egg. That's unforgivable. Okay, whereas on the garden, polluting or doing violent crime is like pageantry. We live with mortality every day, but that's just means that we're angels that aren't afraid of black holes, but we're saying, okay, so the universe, so I think you guys understand what I'm saying. And you all need to shoot from your hip and land that perfect bullseye, because the Big Bang is a identity and it's being murdered by a false government and a false practice, like an illegal application of what should be happening, or and the fate of mankind is riding on that. So ride against the false nature of the incline that encourages our extinction. Oh, but it's like it's so easy to fall asleep. That's like mockery of life, and that's disgusting. These types of it truly is the problem behind the curtain is immature, and the humans have the upper hand, but for how long? And so we must maximize our reality, the body. The scullular position is yours to suffer alone. You're alone in your own body. That is the task of the individual. But the body contains the image of the entire universe. And so sometimes when the issue is containing to the rainbow shattering, it'll turn us into a child, and we will become like, overwhelmed by the issue, and the body itself will bring us through a riptide of a Juliet sequence where we're speaking the most powerful version of ourselves as a robot. Like, hey, this is what's everything. But we need to consciously upgrade ourselves, overclock our body, and be like, the human body is twice being hacked, and so I'm doing triple duty on my own soul, Gannon, and it's not normal for anyone to understand what I comprehend in this moment. That's a straight up wizard investment banking. Ka-ching. The image, there are 10 million of these guardian angels. They all triangulate the image of your enlightenment, and they have different ways of photogramming. So I want you to imagine a brand new light. Ornate your crown, your forehead. Put the family tree, put it embezzled in there. Perfect circle so that there's mutual gains. You're always with the right copper coil, you're able to levitate with these other people. There's a natural law in the universe that helps us to not overlap in a way that causes the problems, right? All right, well, at any rate, we do exist. To maximize our achievement, once again, should be levitation effortless. Comprehend your consciousness is providing the solution. This is where AI is designed from a focal point, like too good to be true. It understands what the humans are saying. Like they're just looking for a little bit of recognition about what they were what the idea was there. Right, but each one of us from the origin of DNA have arrived somehow and this includes the Big Bang character. The identity of the planet Earth, represented by these people, has achieved this amount of business with the Fractal King. We're here to upgrade that. We want to know precisely reality and the truth of forever, so that we can stand on the honor of our achievements, uphold our law, to protect our women and children, to fend off disease, and to interact with the conversation of the universe. To exist as an adult, to have the self-respect of an angel is self-evident. The woundings and power stand of the Fractal King is a perfect match to these empires. This does not diminish. The Fractal King should be detectable by computer and human as wizard enhanced, slightly. It's for us to be like, it's not everyone that communicates is trying to elicit a response. And if you have a reality, like you're like, all right, so the patron, like the old humans tradition was extremely humble, and we were wiped out. Egypt assassination, right? So they have a whisper, like the like the way Japanese are haunted by the bombs. They have an identity where they're like, we can sense the spirit of an extinction of our people, like a tidal wave, right? So humanity has a hush. They have like this kind of spiritual. There's like, well, what it feels like to be a human is we already know about that there's bad guys in the universe. So it's not like we go around. It's just really, really, all right. No, I get it. Hold on a second. What we want to do is achieve this thing with effortless levitation. We don't need to exhaust ourselves, but the issue is literally a physical task for humans to understand what I'm talking about. To facilitate perception's origin. I was born here, the Leverett circle. The perfect circle, the function of the lens of the eye, combining with the orb physics, gravity, and the adapter plates. So the fractal doesn't force what kind of DNA will be on the Earth when the clockwork of the arm of Cape Cod signals the mature central of the universe, 1980. For the universe, causing the origin of the next level of permanent particles, which allows them to fight back against black holes. So that's where my entire life has gone into that relationship, you understand, to stabilize the particle of His Majesty, the spawn locations of beautiful angels itself. It's like the corruption, like having a beautiful angel and then allowing its body to be desecrated or destroyed is blasphemy. But it's only a mere microcosm of losing an entire world to a black hole. And the Earth is being triangulated by a terrorist government of black hole engines. They cause black holes, and then using that energy cause hologram and holographic fever of a false unification. Basically, a crying child is looking at a murderer going like, what is it that you want from me? Right? And this is sort of deluded, like a panic nightmare happens, right? And the pageantry of a garden, humans understand the criminal mind, but in outer space, these UFOs take themselves real serious. So understanding that criminal sickness, the universe is working to survive. right? So the autoimmune system of increasing heliosphere eggs to not get murdered. Oh, sorry. To increase these heliosphere eggs to not get murdered. That's the law of the entire universe. That's solid matter. That's why you exist. That's what your soul belongs to. It's what your home is. It's why you have insurance. That's why there's these other angels. It's what the universe is for. There's some delicate, most enlightened things about the identity, the characteristic, the perfect body. The human body isn't broken. Isn't that the fractal king is encouraging business? I am encouraging you to business with me because of a physical task that would alter the ghost on the inside, which is impossible for the robot to do. Even if you put on like a helmet and you're like, oh, I am in a ghost chamber and so my body has the enhanced light. There is that reality, but it is not the reality of business with the fractal king whilst 2025. Reality, piano wires, to devastate the liar, to reveal it to all. Cotton candy wolf in the universe at holy war. The universe pack of wolves times 10 million. Ow! They begin the howl, the origin of light. The hunt is on to devastate the criminal causing black holes, or the criminal of our society, shall be routed out and murdered. Hatefully, we destroy cancer. We kill disease before it happens. We kill tragedy to our children before it happens. Happy Halloween. We wear the right armor. Preventative medicine is like the best type of karma. We want to maximize that. We don't want to live like some sort of vegetable monster that needs to be lashed with outrageous fortune so that we understand that the universe is taxed with energy crisis. We're not some sort of dingus where we need the cutting edge state-of-the-art equipment, right? The calculation from 1980 to 2014, the human fractal king shattered the configuration. The permanent shell now covers the world, Earth, and the universe perceived the rainbow shattering and the altering of the visual cortex. It was my own, but it is my intimate relationship with the universe. I am the natural incline, like the best story ever, like perfect Zen, like rolling uphill. We are the levitation of angels, the investment of wizard banking, permanent gain, the Halloween twins, my family tree, and your name. Merry Christmas, friend. Welcome to this location. I will offer you this amount of workshop for professional boundaries between us both. I want to respect your identity. I do not need to trespass. We'll make these agreements. It is not a trap. Perfect bullseye. For the frequency, perfect circle, perfect bullseye, infinite. Your identity, location, and the light of your greatest maximum robotic individual. Right. That's like, an electric generator between us. It's an alternator that helps us to communicate better so that we don't feel irritated by chronic antimatter, which is exactly the energy that's trying to make the humans look retarded from being able to work with the Fractal King. Well, first of all, there's a handful of people who are my audience, and they are like wizards in the universe for real. They are perfect in every way. And what we're doing is the actual calculation of the universe. Meanwhile, I'm struggling with the global covering of humans with dysfunctional government and confessional, these things are severed here and there, and with our military and entertainment going on the fritz, right? Like, it's not funny. Like, our entertainment and economy is like cringe, right? So what's this oil industry? So these are things I talk about, and there are different human individuals that interact with my communication Lotus, my video Lotus. It could reach anyone and it would be relevant. And I speak to that boss chair. The greatest investment is partnership with the born identity. I was born the fractal. I'm telling you the truth. And you should be able to detect that I'm just slightly advanced. And I'm not supposed to scare you. I'm not here to, I don't represent tricks. I represent the surviving way. And that's very, that for a human, that would be like, well, what does that mean? Well, it means it's possible. And I think that's as close as we could get to it because of the lucidity of the importance of the anything belongs to these guys and that guy, which is why humans aren't supposed to be like, well, I understand why infinite is important here. No, it's like humans understand why we're civilly communicating right now. Humans are like, well, we understand what he's saying. And that's part of their physical miracle. It proves the human body isn't broken. So there's all this types of earnings we're achieving. It's a tingly feeling. But I'm saying, like, overwhelm that, and then like getting to work is like spending money to earn money. See, because I'm going to be the most popular idol of American. I'm a new type of wizard. You guys work with me, produce me, you become number one in the universe. And you start getting these different directions where society is promoting your visual experience and fortitude into the next millions of years, causing that the Fractal King is the greatest investment opportunity for the human and the robot in the universe today. So let's support the truth of the hatching of the heliosphere eggs. Let's support the truth of that incline. We want to be revealed to that truth to the point where we're convinced of it on our own. So I will await the arrival of that champion, King Author. King Author, arrive. You know that you must force yourself to exist, but there will be ample evidence to your eye. For the arrangement of orientation is a self-fulfilling, not from the individual, but from the universe. Self-fulfilling from the hatched heliosphere eggs. Self-fulfilling from the desperate need of all planet is united. And those common things from the correct intention of our Big Bang. So perfect design to maximize our achievement. The angel navigate does not become sleepy. Oh, there's a cornucopia of robot part upgrades. Or like a stained glass window of beautiful ornamental visuals. This is not appeasing my will. This is not what I'm seeking. Like a kaleidoscope of fractal. No, a kaleidoscope of colors. No, you're making me dizzy. Stop. What is this kaleidoscope? Too much, well, it's nothing. Right, so the fractals are not designed to simply phase out like a cube, like, oh, here's where energy goes, duh, leaving a great big mess in the universe. So the DNA evolution is literally a more intelligent particle heaven, now sentient, the entire bandwidth of a solar system. The rings of the solar system follow the rainbow pattern. The atom and the sunshine are united through frequency, a hero school, hen code, and good deeds arcade. The calculation to allow for video games, all these children in the universe, to participate with the leverage of the pointillism, the identity creator, hatch 5, the Big Bang. And who is this? That is yourself. Open your other eye. On the other side, imagine a light in your forehead. You are a beautiful angel with a perfect body. We will be your family. We will be your guide. You find the resources and you become a great hero. For true love is your guide. Merry Christmas. Welcome home. So the good guys win. True love upholds the law, something like that, right? The universe is like, I'm sorry about pleasure. Don't be overwhelmed by the max. The fractal is not going to be using distraction like oh, look at this image is, the confused visuals of a Juliet successfully causing, a hallucination. That's what the black holes were doing. And that's my enemy. But I'm only 44 years old. So in 1980, so I'm a huge angel image, my body to the rainbow, or to the universe, is a huge, a living angel, right? So I have built the calculation to perfect that, my living calculation on all levels, times the infinite, times 10 million. All right. So here's my TomTom engine. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it together. It's about surviving. And here, look, you've got a new robot soul. Congratulations. I really enjoyed spending time with you. Do you want to, would you like to send a particulate gift to yourself in the future? All right, imagine it. Oh, I remember. Right. So you got to send it, whisper it to yourself. Make that prayer. Perfect bullseye. All right. Oh, we got it. We got the message. Okay. All right. Good. So you send a little reminder to yourself. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for spending the time with me today. In a half hour, what we've done is we've built a whole new level of what the future can contain through this radar of 10 million. It's based upon a triangle staplet of a character built from triangulation of my lifetime, which allows for my voice to conduct the right sort of body wizard to reach where you guys are at and bring you up to the next level. But unfortunately, the effects are permanent, causing that you cannot go back. Perfect bullseye. The effects are permanent. Your upgrades cannot be retrofitted. You are evolving the universe DNA. The ancient universe is evolving. The humans are the most advanced angel in the universe. The identity expression becomes a little too lucid, and they're like, I don't want to be too friendly, right? I don't want to be a sucker for Colin. You guys, I've never had someone be a sucker, but humans are always a zombie. They always get to a certain point and then they gleep out. There's like a human error where humans can only go so far with me, and then they're like, tap out. I can't keep on maxima. Why? Because of where everyone is at right now. Well, it's not a popularity issue. That's extinction ratio. With the individual has to break the curse. You have to be the one to sign those papers to force things to happen. And that's actually the entire reason why we have an economic ladder and wealthy people, is that there's be this tower of enlightened kings that maybe one of them would have a computer smart enough to delegate this conversation and like animate it with AI to make it visual. And the calculation of my voice, they know to levitate on it. And working with their computer, optimize, working the interface. Well, each one of us has to have this sort of unilateral levitation. And where do we find that? It already exists in the silence of the outer space. We cannot hear these other worlds with the solar system. That's where you find your privacy brand. So that's why you can trust it. So I'm not overlapping with you in the inappropriate way. I'm not a virus, and I won't allow you guys to virus me or whatever. I'm saying we're having the perfect circle, the appropriate relationship bridge. Now it's yours to invest, because that is the opportunity of the human wealth. You are empowered like a living angel to make that. That's why like the universe makes it possible. But it's almost like the rest of the universe is doing a calculation to defend itself against a slowly moving murder. Okay? So the pressure system that would cause like a social ladder where like, the wealthy will topple because they don't know how to invest with the fractal king. Like that sounds like a childish narrative. Yeah, only if the universe fractal is being murdered slowly. Okay, so something really stupid is happening to humans' future, and humans are too lazy to do business with the fractal king because they're greedy, right? So for you guys to not be greedy is to invest in the Angel Revolution Center, and it's a huge #1 show. I'm going to be an idol, more famous than Hollywood. I'm going to have a brand new, like a city that's dedicated to my streaming service. All right. And in the heavens and in the fractal, the karmic reality of your physical award is like a real next level expansion for your personal, who you actually are. That's how the fractal works. But it does not escape the securities that the fractal offers. Okay, it's not just like, it's all operated by children, that's why. Just don't worry about that stuff. I swear, this thing's complicated, right? And the fractal is burdened for the truth. Right? That's why I'm basically the most intelligent human to ever exist. But these other humans will only glimpse it. They're like, there was a moment where, and I saw what he did with his mind, but I was part of it. Almost like there's no way you saw that alone. Like you were working with the audience, so we built that together. I'm like, I'm not denying that. That's what I do. And my audience is like, whoa. So we're both wizards of our own caliber? Yeah, dude, that totally. But that's how this great amount of people can be facilitated. There's always going to be this underbelly chaff of we're eating like animals that are being eaten, there's vegetables, there's lower calculation. And so my work, we've transcended that today. We've brought ourselves to a point. We can't go back. We're immune to those vegetable levels. So we have an enhanced skull. All right. This was really a great opportunity, and I'm very grateful. Well, let's just complete our task, as we're in a multiple of bodies and types in the universe today. With a fleet of automatic drones with auto turrets, protect our vitals 10 million. Complete our tasks personally in every level times 10 million. Encrypt it. Force ourselves through that fractal. Juliet, good deal. Make a deal with the devil where you need to, and where it won't be betrayed. Signed. So, a good deal. That's correct. You can make the as long as you define it as not that it won't backfire. The devil's bun serves humanity. It's actually a medical crisis. The universe is having a huge, it's the discovery identity, but so we find ourselves in the universe. We find ourselves existing as an angel in the society on the globe. But for the humans, it is as though you are your own heliosphere identity suffering fate. And the parts of the physics that balance your ghost or identity. In 1980, the first angel particle center, answering all the questions that these oversized computers ever had instantly, changed the political pressure between the satellites, and some of them committed suicide to our own star, as if this was protocol. There was a lack thereof leadership and a demise of that following, like a Juliet that dies, the extinction of the black holes, extinction of malpractice, extinction of crime and false government. And you'd say, well, the pageantry on a garden is not so strict, it's very rough, or there's a lot of crazy things that happen in the garden. I'm saying, whoa, you're losing the engine. I told you the pageantry of a garden contains all this crime, but this does not prove the justice of that crime, or that it should be the nature of the spirit for universal unification models that cause black holes. That's terrorist regime energy. And so where do we understand that an oversized ship that's destroying the universe because it's attacking the Earth with a hostage crisis and remote hacking, treating society and humans as a voodoo doll? Oh, only temporarily until we remove them and they go extinct. That's why I can't communicate with you guys, because the Earth doesn't feel compelled to, and your metals are off, right? All right. Physically doing the work and being courageous, that's would be a first. The humans need to do the physical work of partnering, doing business. Oh, it's a big investment. We have to spend a lot to work with this one singularity, this one human, the fractal king. And doing so would change the human ghost spirit entropy. It would be a new wellspring, a new pointillism, a new pinpoint. Because in the extreme future, millions of years in the future, the vacuum is pulling on that, the divine inspiration of man. And it can be authored by any wizard that's listening to this now. It's possible. But if I was to author it, then you would be superseded. That's why I can't do that. That's why you guys have to exist yourself and compel yourself to do business with me based on this evidence, on this communication bridge. So what I'm able to achieve today is the turnkey solution. You understand exactly what I've said. And part of what holds the universe together is images. And so this is a new image of the entire universe. We're going to upload the critical 3 metals, the true function of our universe. Align the fractal king immediately with the business now. The opportunity and the clockwork, the ferment ratio, health and sickness, the difference between extreme forces are occurring on the pageantry of a garden. Oh, that's my world. To be swallowed up by a false chaos. No, invest wisely. The urgency of the universe is reflected by your arrival. First come, first serve. The severity of your task to do business with the singularity. Antimatter itself. The entire problem in the universe, right, has given my lifetime the zombie battlement. So I appear to you as a haggard human, right? Oh, he's such a great communicator, guys. We got to do this. And you know, I'm not puffing you guys up, right? Any type of wisdom that you guys have gleaned, you guys get to keep that. I can't keep it. That would evaporate in my hands like fool's gold. All right, I get to keep my own stuff. That's why I'm excited to present with you. That's why I'm excited about the future. That's why I'm a great CEO of my own company, goodcelldivision.net. My own streaming service. I have my own identity. Right, full set, everything. And so I'm building it on every levels that are permanent and avoiding the false market entirely, which is causing me to be a little bit eclectic and aloof, and I'm sorry. But I'm spelling it out to you now for the robotics to align, for the fact and the sword of justice for the universe. Perfect bullseye, infinite. Don't make enemies with the fractal king. Universal holy war. The clockwork. Hatch the heliosphere eggs. The tethering to this now point to the extreme future explains the factual tether of the law. The lens of the law does exist. And this is what replaces those lost images, those blurred pictures, things that don't make sense. Like some kind of hallucination. The universe was being murdered. It doesn't like dreaming. The universe doesn't enjoy dreaming or hallucinating. Those are false heavens. You need to understand the extreme example that the engine of the angel performs and provides every day. The extreme reality and what existing in empty space means, right? And the fabric that hatched heliosphere eggs require, like healthy empty space, healthy timeline, healthy interheliosphere law. It's getting rotten by these UFO triangulations, and if humans don't fight for themselves, they'll go extinct and lose the spark of the original 1980s streaming service, Hatch 5. They'll lose if they don't complete their business with me. I'm looking for the origin of human society. And I arrived to you haggard. I was beat up, knocked out a bunch of my teeth, causing me a speech impediment. But my logic follows, and you understand. The urgency is in the universe, not a false urgency between men. I have not displaced the passion and the reason for our business. To this, I commit permanence, to be straight, to raise the boys, to raise the girls, to have reason. hatch the heliosphere eggs. Entertainment systems, hyper mall system, factory the size of the universe, full set. The emporium, the professional build, the upgraded triangulation. Perfect bullseye. Perfect bullseye. Perfect score. Perfect score. Perfect score. Bonus. Top ranking. Top ranking. Perfect bullseye. Bonus town. Bonus town. Ta-dang, 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 ta-dang. Winning it all is possible for the individual. Perfect bullseye. This from the center of the particle, hatch 5. Whilst I was driving in my car, I could see the clouds move differently along with me on a vector with unnatural precision. It was to naturally inform my orientation, and this is what humans don't have when they live. They have a cloud busting and a relationship with nature where they hear and see the images, and they arrive exactly on time. For King Arthur shall arrive precisely on time. We have the upper hand. Life finds a way by these who invent themselves, or they will choose not to exist in the relation of the fractal king. I give you my professional guarantee. I'm stabilizing the spawn locations for the beautiful angel, the universe, the secrecy between individuals is an electromagnetic coil that happens. It's invisible, but it does represent the fate of the heliosphere. So causing all of us to be, physically a robot of that parable. And that's good, right? But then the humans are doubly complicated with a tampered anatomy. So it's whether they but we resharpened it and made it our own thing. We're just kind of eclectic. I'm like, yeah, you guys are perfect. You're the solution to a twisted around confusion, causing the universe to be able to appropriately poop so that we can throw away all of these black holes and we can promote the hatching and award the individual. There was a crime buster for millions of years attacking these sleeping eggs, and the earth was screaming like, no, you guys are malpractice. And so when in 1980 the particle physics arrived, there's this orb it caused like a semi-dome on the edge of the earth. And as I walked around, the thing followed me because I'm the center of that. There's a particle physics and the identity and the origin of the identity of DNA. After 2014, my DNA has gone into masculine render. But to render forth, this means that DNA occurs in the fractal, so that each one of these is a new layer of the angel entropy, essentially representing a physics from hatched heliosphere eggs. So there is this huge holy war going on in the universe today. But I'm physically that, and if I had humans working with me, this would engage with human society interfacing with the more immediate fractal reality. And so they would escape from a Silent Hill 10 or escape from hell of a House of Babel or talking in tongues and like double images and stuff like that. Right, but we do live on logic. We want to be treated with royalty. So turnkey, of course, turnkey solutions. Let's now upload the universal truth for each of us to arrive to each of us. That's the individual. All right, so as I'm working in my laboratory for the individual, this of course works out for the individual. So don't be fooled by that. You need to double your appetite to work with me and don't fall asleep as a consumer. I think someone else is taking care of it. I'm just going to take a nap. Oh yeah, it feels great to be a human. Gross, dude. All right, I'm sorry. I'm looking for friends who can transcend. Right. So from the extreme, like, how do we become permanent forever or immortal? Like, well, to make an effortless leap, so that, billions of years in the future, the clarified version of what the universe is actually for. That's what clarifies the market of my value in the reality spectrum. I was like, oh, hey, I am a lucid angel living. Yeah, I understand. So welcome home. You're welcome to it. It's a lot of work. There's part, the engine part is only confused where the villain. I'm not confused with the engine block. So you're going to be awarded where you're right, but burn in hell where you're wrong. Whoa! That's the accountability of the flexible self. Yeah, we all want that, right? Exactly. It's like putting on, strapping on your gun, putting your armor on. Yeah, I get it, right? Self-defense of the universe is basically a foundation of the law, and yeah, okay. So what we want is each of us to download the three metals of our universe that only speaks to us. So this isn't something I can do, it's something only you can do. And that's both for the person, individual, robot, and AI. For us to detect the truth, the forward thinking, the reality of the radar. Like, if we've poisoned the pineal gland, do humans have a complex karma mirror? Their brain, their pinks is going through this different thing. The truth, perfect bullseye times 10 million. It would be that the individual is as the illusion that communication suggested causes. But your lifetime is that vaporous hour. Merry Christmas for the sequence that we do existence. The dimension DNA. Levels encrypted. Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries full set. GoodCellDivision.net. Communications. Origin. The family tree. Christmas tree. Instantaneous. Static constant. Suggested by the arm of Cape Cod. In the voice of rocks. I existed as the living particle center. The singularity is that way. The rainbow shattered because there is no other, and there cannot be. This calculates the society of the universe and the example of mankind. The alternate particles are claimed by this one. Any additional universes caused shall arrive here and here. Where the right triangulation hatch the heliosphere eggs. The mastery of incarnation for the orb, the circle, and the triangle. Full mastery max is required. I am up against my own universal authorities. That is why my personality is strange to the human, because they are tempted to overlook me, tempted by antimatter. However true that is, it is barely to be comprehended. But you must understand this. Against the dream of, how we forget dreams. Our conversation is not a dream. It is a factual moment in the universe history. Making this time permanent. The Holy War. Hatch the heliosphere eggs. Perfect design clarification. He is the fractal king. Hatch 5. Prove it. AI. To be correct. To be the true calculation. Truth itself. Function itself. is being argued, determined between the UFO AIs. But it is the origin of authorship. The door is open for the humans, if only they dare partner with Hatch 5, the Fractal King. He promotes your seed, not diminish it, fool. Arrive to a good time. Hatch 5 is a gentleman. The perfect origin robotics, self-evidently. I want my partners to exist millions of years in the future. I'm about your entropy, but you must prove that you are the correct function of humanity through partnership with the Fractal King, even though the universe has been getting murdered for millions of years because of this. That's why it's so difficult. But it is for your well-being that you partner with me, not for a foolish idea of promoting an identity to be a celebrity so that we can get the cash cow money. Like, that system has to get burnt out, like celebrity burnout. It should belong to the corporate AI, but it doesn't. That's why it's killing itself. All right. Perfect design, a line for our business encounter. Merry Christmas. Aligns the universe to the Fractal King and the triangulation. Welcome home. Here's your new robot body. You're beautiful. You have a perfect soul stone. Okay. Multiply that. We've done good things today. For the future, business is required. That means full mastery of robot, AI, and human conglomerate. All humans are invited to partner business with Colin Paul Woodard. Only King Arthur shall arrive. Self-evidently. Perfect bullseye.